to crush the grapes with their feet to make the wine. But during Soviet Union time, they invented this so-called modern technology, which is basically what we use to put the grapes in, and inside we have these tubes, if you look inside of it. So we put the grapes inside with the skin and seed and all of that because it's necessary for the later process. And we just turn it like this, and all these grapes get crushed together with the skin and seed and with all those ferments. And after we crush them, we put them in the kveuri, which are these little holes that you see. Kveuri is a Georgian name for a clay pot that we make wine in traditionally. And this is the exact same shape that it has inside. So they can be very big. I could show you, like, they are empty right now, but like you can see they have the same shape from the outside. Winemaking traditions are very old in Georgia. The first remnants of kveuri were discovered in the 6th century before Christ, although initially they had a square shape, but then they changed the shape because this way it's more convenient, and I'm going to explain why. When we put all those crushed grapes inside the kveuri, all those skin and seeds and these ferments go down, and the juice stays on top of that. So later it's easier to separate them from each other. And why we need to at first keep those two together, I want to tell you the reason for that as well, is when we crush the grapes, the fermentation process starts, which is necessary to turn the sugar inside the grapes into alcohol.
Ethanol.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason why that fermentation process starts is outside the grapes, in the skin, we have natural bacteria, yeast. And inside the grapes, we have natural sugar, glucose and fructose. And when we crush them, this bacteria comes in contact with sugar and starts eating it. And that's the reason why the fermentation process starts, which continues for about 2 weeks, from 10 days to 15 days, usually, depending on which type of wine we want to make and what grapes we're making them from. We're also going to explain the technology of how we make dry wine and sweet wine as well. We'll also get back to that. And we can already start degustating and carry on with the information as well. And at first, we're going to taste white dry wine, which is called Rakatsiteli. This one specifically was made using European technology. So this one specifically was not made in a clay pot, but all of the others were made in a clay pot, usually. And I wanted to tell you that wine gets its color from the grape skin, because all the grapes are the same color from the inside. There's only one exception, and we'll also get to that, which is for red dry wine. But all the other grapes are the same color from the inside, so the color depends only on the skin. And after we put the grapes inside the kveuri, the longer we keep all those skin, seeds, all those ferments together with the juice, the richer in color it gets. So it gets its color more and more, it gets darker, and plus it gets more dry, it gets drier. So for 3?
No, for 2.
For 2, okay.
It's a liquid, yeah, for him.
3? Oh, okay. Oh, hold on, there's... And by the way, if you don't want to taste anymore, you don't want to drink it, I think... Hold on. There's a bucket that you can use to just pour it...
No, we want to taste it.
Well, if you don't like the taste,
Yeah.
just in case. That is hot.
You like?
And as you can see, this wine is a very kind of light color.
This is the way how to drink it. There is a way to drink, holding.
Well, traditionally,
holding like
yeah.
this. Like this.
Well, not in Georgia, to be honest. There's no like traditional way, but usually people like to either hold it like this, or just, usually it's only necessary to hold it like this. And the reason these glasses have stems is because when you hold it like this or like this, wine comes in contact with the warmth of the hand. So it kind of changes it a little different. It makes it a little different. So usually you hold it like this. And this is more often, this wine is more often drunk in like feasts.
This is
and
with alcohol or without?
with.
With alcohol.
Yeah, so all of these have about 12% of alcohol in them, which is usually from 12 to 14% of alcohol is included in the wine traditionally. And as you can see, it's a very light color, and the reason for that is we kept all the skin with the juice for about 3 weeks. But then the next wine that we will taste, hold on, is darker in color. Some people call it amber wine. Because we kept the skin contact for 6 months, so much longer, and it got richer in color. Plus, this was made traditionally in a clay pot, so clay gives wine specific taste, specific flavor and color even, so it's more yellowish that way. Yes. We use the same glasses for white wine and different ones for red wine to not mix up the taste.
Okay. Different. Thank you so much.
Yeah. If you want, I can pour either more or less. And what we know about this wine, which is called Gigo, which is also a white dry wine, is this was the favorite wine of our king, David Hamashanebeli. And he liked to eat it with the fish trout, and he made this correlation.
Trout.
Yeah.
Yesterday I ate that.
Really? Well, you should try this one with the fish, because this is the only type of grapes that have they kind of have little spots on them. So the color of the grapes is kind of similar to how the fish trout looks from the outside. So since they kind of look together, Georgians decided to follow through the steps of our king David Hamashanebeli, and also very frequently eat the fish trout with this wine. And these 2 bottles that we just tasted are what Georgians mainly drink for feasts, because Georgians don't really like to just sip a little bit of wine. They drink a lot, and they gather for the feasts a lot of the time. During holidays, maybe even without a reason, really. Yeah, and they don't like to drink without making toasts a lot of the time. So it's always for peace, or for their family, or for the god. So they find a reason for that. And these 2 are considered to be lighter to drink, because they don't get you drunk as fast as the other wines. They're not as high in alcohol, kind of. So this is why they're mainly used to drink in bigger amounts. But the next wine, Kisi, is also white wine, although this one is a hybrid. The grapes, are the hybrids of the first one, Katsiteli, and there's this one called Manavisntswane, which is also one of the most famous wines. And an interesting thing about this is that this wine doesn't usually come in big amounts. People like to make it a lot, but not in large amounts, because the tree of it is very sensitive to illnesses and diseases, and it's very hard to look after. And it was kind of on the verge of extinction even during Soviet Union times, but people who were interested in the winemaking decided to save it, so thanks to them we are capable of producing it again today. Yeah.
So that means that would be expensive also, might be, right?